The figure of Nimrod, deeply rooted in biblical narratives and historical accounts, continues to captivate human curiosity and imagination. From his origins at the Table of Nations to his central role in constructing the Tower of Babel, Nimrod's story is one of complexity and intrigue. Interpretations of his character span a wide spectrum, from admiration to condemnation, offering fertile ground for exploration and contemplation. In this video, we embark on a journey through biblical and extra-biblical sources, aiming to shed light on the rebel son of Kush and the mastermind behind the Tower of Babel. Let's uncover the layers of history and myth that surround this remarkable individual. Nimrod's origins and early life. The enigmatic figure of Nimrod finds his place in the biblical narratives, with his first appearance documented in the book of Genesis, specifically in the Table of Nations found in Genesis 10. His name takes on various forms across different languages: Nimrod in Hebrew, Nimrod in Aramaic, and Nimrut in Arabic. He emerges as a central character, tracing his lineage to Noah through his father Kush and grandfather Ham. This lineage is a significant backdrop to Nimrod's journey, one that would lead him down a path marked by courage, ambition, and profound influence. As he matured, he emerged as a formidable warrior and a celebrated hunter. This physical and metaphorical characterization paints a portrait of a man endowed with exceptional qualities, including strength, courage, and majesty. Nimrod's prowess was not confined to the hunt alone. He exhibited remarkable leadership qualities that would soon manifest in his dominion over several influential cities. Some accounts even suggest that Nimrod played a pivotal role in the founding of these cities, a testament to his visionary leadership. Kush, his father, was a renowned warrior who guided Nimrod's upbringing in the art of warfare. The early centers of Nimrod's rule were in the heartlands of Babylon, Uruk, Akkad, and Kalna, all nestled within the fertile region known as Shinar. Recognizing his dominion over these territories, the Bible gives him the flattering title, like Nimrod, a mighty hunter before the Lord. However, Nimrod's ambitions transcended the boundaries of Shinar, prompting him to venture into the land of Assyria. Here, he embarked on an ambitious undertaking, erecting grand cities such as Nineveh, Rehoboth, Kala, and Rezin. Ancestral roots and influence. Nimrod's lineage traces back to the biblical patriarchs. He is one of the sons of Kush, whose dominion extended over the vast territories of Ethiopia and Sudan, impacting a significant portion of African peoples, as described in the sacred texts. As the son of Kush, the grandson of Ham, and the great-grandson of Noah, Nimrod rises to rule the ancient land of Shinar, which corresponds to modern-day Mesopotamia. It's also worth noting that Nimrod is considered an ancestor of the Sumerian people, leaving an indelible mark on the annals of history. The diverse interpretations of Nimrod. The complex character of Nimrod has invited diverse interpretations, and scholars and theologians have grappled with his portrayal in biblical narratives. One perspective casts Nimrod in a favorable light, depicting him as a virtuous role model, possessing qualities that men of his time would aspire to embody: strength, bravery, and majesty. In this view, Nimrod's expansionist campaigns, which included the capture or establishment of numerous cities, symbolize his visionary leadership. However, the prevailing narrative paints a darker portrait of Nimrod, largely due to his association with the Kingdom of Babylon. This interpretation contends that Nimrod's ambitions, particularly his role in constructing the Tower of Babel, were rooted in hubris. According to this perspective, Nimrod's Tower of Babel construction was not an act of devotion to God, but an expression of his perceived divinity. The Tower of Babel is viewed as a symbol of human arrogance, representing a challenge to divine authority. Some even posit that Nimrod saw it as a means for humanity to ascend to the heavens and attain the level of the divine, a testament to his conceit. A closer look at the Bible's metaphor. The metaphor within the Bible, like Nimrod, the mighty hunter before the Lord, carries a depth of meaning that extends beyond its surface interpretation. While it may initially appear as a form of praise, delving deeper reveals a more nuanced understanding of Nimrod's character. This metaphor implies that Nimrod was a hunter, not of wild beasts, but of human lives. His priorities seem to lie in the pursuit of bloodshed rather than in the presence of God. It paints a vivid image of Nimrod as a conqueror of people, with his conquest of kingdoms and consolidation of power indicating a propensity for violence. So extensive was his dominion that Assyria itself came to be known as the Land of Nimrod, a testament to the far-reaching influence of his rule. Nimrod's influence on the Book of Micah. Nimrod's exceptional success in his military conquests and dominion over territories earned him a notable place in the Book of Micah. Here, he serves as a symbol and example, embodying the idea that man possesses the authority to achieve his desires independently of divine approval. Nimrod becomes a touchstone for self-reliance, encouraging individuals to trust their abilities rather than God to attain their goals. Flavius Josephus, a historian from the 1st century, paints a vivid picture of Nimrod as a physically gifted individual blessed with unparalleled strength. Yet Nimrod's decision to reject God's authority leads him to perceive his advantages as self-made, a sentiment he endeavors to propagate among his people. Nimrod's influence extends beyond his military conquests. He becomes a symbol of self-will, a precursor of the idea that human beings can secure their happiness through their efforts. Nimrod's Tower of Babel and its consequences. One of the most enduring facets of Nimrod's legacy is intrinsically tied to constructing the Tower of Babel. This ambitious and monumental project continues to captivate the imagination. However, the true purpose behind this colossal endeavor remains to be determined. While some view it as an act of reverence to God, others argue that Nimrod's motives were steeped in hubris. The construction of the Tower of Babel symbolizes Nimrod's defiance of God, as he sought to erect a structure that would enable humanity to reach the heavens, effectively challenging the divine order. In this interpretation, the Tower of Babel symbolizes human arrogance, representing Nimrod's audacious quest to ascend to the divine realm. The narrative surrounding the Tower of Babel gains further complexity through Jewish commentary, which suggests that Nimrod's rebellion persisted even after the confusion of languages. In a daring attempt to confront God directly, Nimrod is said to have constructed a chariot drawn by birds to transport him to heaven. This audacious act underlines Nimrod's unyielding resolve to challenge divine authority. Nimrod's impact on Abraham and biblical narratives. The biblical narrative intertwines Nimrod's story with Abraham's, adding layers of complexity to both figures. The fact that Nimrod might have crossed paths with Abraham is a fascinating historical twist. When we delve into Genesis 11's genealogy, we find that approximately 300 years separated Nimrod from Abraham's birth. In those ancient times, lifespans were remarkable but shorter than before the Great Flood, with figures like Shem and his ancestors living for 400 to 500 years. Nimrod's longevity remains a mystery since we lack precise details about Ham's age when he had Kush, or Kush's age when he had Nimrod. Therefore, it's entirely plausible that Nimrod's lifetime overlapped with Abraham's. This notion finds resonance in rabbinic literature. Biblical traditions tell us that Abraham's journey led him to settle in Canaan, marking a pivotal moment in biblical history. Some interpretations even suggest that Abraham's decision to move to Canaan was influenced by a desire to distance himself from Nimrod, who was believed to be plotting revenge. Notably, the construction of the Tower of Babel predates Abraham's birth by many years, making it unlikely that Nimrod, the overseer of the tower's construction, was the same individual. According to Jewish sources, Nimrod, driven by a prophetic dream predicting Abraham's downfall, failed to assassinate the young Abraham. These intriguing details add depth to Nimrod's intricate background and context. However, the intricate interplay between Nimrod and Abraham raises questions about their chronological placement within the biblical narrative. Abraham's arrival in Canaan, marking a new chapter in biblical history, has led some scholars to posit that Nimrod could not have been the builder of the Tower of Babel, as this event would have occurred well before Abraham's time. In this view, Nimrod represents a different historical epoch that preceded Abraham's journey. This chronological challenge underscores the complexity of reconciling various biblical narratives and interpretations. Some traditions emphasize the symbolic significance of these stories, viewing them as allegorical rather than strictly historical. Nimrod and Abraham in this interpretation serve as archetypal figures, representing broader themes of human pride, divine intervention, and spiritual awakening. Nimrod's relationship with the Epic of Gilgamesh. It's truly fascinating to explore the potential link between Nimrod and the creation of the Epic of Gilgamesh, which stands as one of the earliest known works of literature. In this epic, we encounter Gilgamesh, a warrior king celebrated for his extraordinary feats, sometimes even portrayed with divine attributes owing to his remarkable accomplishments. Gilgamesh, however, is a complex character, embodying both heroism and a certain ruthlessness, qualities that intriguingly parallel those ascribed to Nimrod. Within the Epic of Gilgamesh lies the narrative of Utnapishtim, a man who defied the gods by building a vessel under divine guidance to survive a catastrophic flood and seek immortality. The striking similarities between this tale and the Genesis flood narrative hint at a potential connection between Nimrod and his forefathers, including Noah's great-grandfather and Ham's grandfather. In another part of the epic, Gilgamesh slays the creature responsible for the flood, reflecting the audacity reminiscent of Nimrod's challenge to God. While it may not be a direct connection, there's a tantalizing possibility that the relationship, influence, or shared themes between Nimrod and the Epic of Gilgamesh contributed to the shaping of this ancient literary masterpiece. Exploring such connections adds intrigue to the narratives of Nimrod and Gilgamesh. Nimrod's enduring influence on literature. Despite his relatively brief mention in the Bible, Nimrod's influence extends far beyond religious texts, leaving an indelible mark on literature and cultural narratives. Alexander Hislop's The Two Babylons, a 19th century work, presents Nimrod as a central figure, casting him as the son and consort of the Mother of Babylon, as depicted in the Book of Revelation. This portrayal lays the foundation for exploring themes related to polytheism and the worship of goddesses, offering an alternative to conventional male deities. Hislop's work also advances the provocative theory that the Catholic Church was an artifice crafted by Nimrod and his mother to perpetuate ancient Babylonian paganism. Even in Dante's Divine Comedy, a timeless literary masterpiece, Nimrod appears, solidifying his status as a figure of enduring fascination. Here, he is portrayed as a colossal figure, an embodiment of the grandeur and complexity of his character. Nimrod's enduring legacy continues to provoke thought and debate in contemporary times. His multifaceted character, as depicted in biblical narratives and subsequent interpretations, is a mirror through which humanity examines themes of ambition, hubris, and the quest for divine or human recognition. Nimrod's influence is not limited to religious discourse. It permeates discussions related to cultural identity, historical narratives, and the enduring power of mythology. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments section. As always, if you've enjoyed today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more fascinating topics like these. Until next time, stay curious.